powerful spells. And I guess the center does set up for the initiation. Nightmare plus the Stomp is very nice. And he can solo lane, which is very important when you're playing with an Enigma. You need to have an offlaner that can be self-reliant.
Okay. Choose your hero.
Terrorblade for RTZ.
Wow.
That's a little bit risky, I feel, against this Lycan TA Enigma who are very fast off the mark. Their item timings, TA Deso, Blink, Lycan with that Helm Necrobook, Immersion on that Enigma going to go for the Arcane's Mech, I assume. Everything comes up pre-20 minutes and you're ready to fight, whereas Evil Geniuses, it feels like they need an extra 5-10 to kind of get into that 25-30 period to feel strong. But they've got this ability to cycle through ultis. If we consider Metamorphosis, the TB ulti, which we do, you can cycle through the meta to take a tier 1, into the Serpent Moors to take a tier 2. You've got Abaddon and Sand King to play from Fog and be those counter-initiating defensive heroes, as well as Sumail scouting the backlines, looking for kills. So you've got lots of elements here of scouting, killing, objective taking. It really comes down to how the laning stage goes for me. If EG can have that balancing act where they go even, or even win 2 out of their 3 lanes, they're great. They're solid. They're set. Gambit, the onus is on them to, I'm going to use that word as much as I possibly can. They are the ones that need to pressure, right? Okay. They are the ones that need to hit those item timings, and they need to take those early objectives as quickly as they can to open up the map, because they're a big map team. This Enigma, this TA, this Lycan, they're good at shoving out waves, playing big maps, spread out from each other, Stampede to disengage, TP to re-engage, whereas EG play much more close-knit and together.
But you are the first to propose in the case of Gambit, though. So you do get that chance before EG gets any of their items. And all EG can really do is hope that what Gambit does is not good enough to stop and then take enough towers to put pressure on your Terrorblade. Like that Terrorblade pick puts you in a bit of a pickle when it comes to Gambit's, minute 15 to 17 timing. It's going to be a very difficult game for them to withstand that. Okay, there we see the beginning screens. The lanes, though, I would give it to EG to some degree, just because the Enigma just doesn't do much in the lane, so at least you'll win that off lane. The TA versus Clinkz matchup is relatively fair, even if you can't take the refraction charges away. And yeah, you're not going to beat Lycan in lane, but he's not going to beat you out either. The Clinkz also can relieve some pressure. I think he's a big point of the strat, much like Wee's Wind Ranger, because his early kills with Burning Army can literally make the difference between Gambit push out strat, destroy your tier 2s before minute 20, from a Gambit that kind of fizzles out and does nothing because Clinkz is hunting their important heroes down.
I think Clinkz does well against TA, even if what I said isn't true, because you're able to just click down the fraction,
yeah,
and then throw the burning spears. No, flaming arrows.
No, flaming
searing, burning, arrowy, speary nonsense of goodness. There we go.
He has fire, right? He's fire.
He is fire.
Clinkz has the range, which is really good against the TA. It depends on if you can get a couple of good Side Blades early, because you did mention he is kind of squishy. So if you want to get a lot of regen early, Clinkz got the fastest farmer. Doesn't like obviously wasting all that gold on regen if TA gets some good hits early. But it's not a lane where I don't think either of them has too much kill potential. There's not too much. I mean, I guess the Shadow Shaman could rotate mid and kill the TA. Perhaps that's the best rotation you have. But Gambit doesn't really have a chance of killing the Clinkz, really.
Immersion.
We'll see.
Stop moving around, buddy.
Yeah, our cameraman is not skilled enough to catch you in the move.
No contest on bottom bounty runes. FNG, all on his lonesome, just takes the 2 of them. And they will shift the Lycan down here. So 2.5 lane with Enigma playing off, just in the jungle behind on this bottom lane for Dire. That leaves the Centaur alone top, and we already see Crit and Fly hunting old Afterlife down in the trees. They break through that tree line and drop him to about 1/3 of his health. Does he have to TP to tier 1 now? I think he does. Is he just going to leave it? He's saying, screw it. I am jungle folk now. I am going to sit here and not die. Man, that patience required to just sit there, honestly. I can't do that. I'm running to lane. I want creeps. I don't care. I'm going to hit a creep. If I die, I die.
Yeah, but he is smart enough not to feed in the early game. So that's thank God for that, because otherwise Afterlife would be not in the best of positions. I'm surprised they didn't go for a Shackle early on, because now, yeah, they can put a lot of damage into the center, true, but you can't really threaten the kill unless he misplays. But I guess your goal right now is just to push him out of lane, zone him out entirely. You don't really care if you get a kill or not.
Zero
and
experience.
You were seeing this. Jesus, poor Afterlife. Has nowhere to go. They even cut this tree down here to make sure they can just attack him. There we go. See, Flies discovered that little passageway.
Man, that's some dumb shit right there. Afterlife, 22 experience. He's managed to leech some, but Arteezy will be able to hold the wave pretty far back. Afonin, very, very close to death. Refraction was coming up, still is coming up of cooldown. 2 CS, 1 deny, 2 denies for the Clinks, 8 and 2 for the TA, so Afo definitely getting a slight upper hand early on with the CS lead. Sumail putting that pressure on in return. So Dahak left alone bottom. Bane has gone wandering.
Thanks.
Sanking here for S4, already cracking level 2. Still not decided yet whether he wants that core stick at level 2. Holding the point for now.
Yeah, Senki, you have the option to go. You just go for the caustic level 2 in the end. It's not the greatest to win the like in lane in general, but later on it becomes much more relevant. And it's not like Berserk can do much if you're solo laning, so there's no point in getting early points in it. It's a great skill, obviously, but if you can get away with getting level 7 from the lane or level 8, then you're fine with getting an early level of caustic. Helps you farm as well with just a single point, and it's a very good value point in general. He's doing much better though than Afterlife. Afterlife, who still hasn't touched the creep, let alone come close to them. Like, he's just sapped a bit of experience. The supports are actually higher level than him, despite them being a tri-lane. And they're playing around this tower range perfectly, knowing that Afterlife has nowhere to go. Wow, this is just depressing to watch, honestly. I feel so bad for poor Afterlife. He's even in the safe lane, right?
He's done.
He got level 2.
He's done well for. Oh shit! Those side blades. Sumail forced to salve again, bringing a number of salves into that middle lane.
Yeah, side blade.
S4 bottom, getting pressured back. But yeah, coming back up the top. Terrorblade 18 and 15 right now, denying a heck of a lot of farm away from this Centaur. But he's doing well Afterlife, not dying, keeping himself in the lane and in experience range, because he knows that if he stays alive and doesn't feed kills to this Shadow Shaman and Abaddon, Immersion's Enigma in the jungle is getting that efficiency play going. We see 17 and 2, this Enigma's net worth is going to start skyrocketing. The item will come out faster, whether it be the Arcane's mech or the Helm of the Dominator. Looks like it will be the Arcane's this time. And at some point, EG, for efficiency's sake, has to reassess and maneuver their lanes, which they will do now. Abaddon down to bottom. S4 just gets out of sentry range there. Walks back in it. He's testing it. Has he tested it too far, though? That's the question. Is he out? Is he out of... Oh, my God. He just got out. As that nightmare started, he got out of sentry range, so FNG couldn't hit him.
Thank God for that, because he would have been dead otherwise. Brain sap ready, though. FNG. Magic Stick wasn't quick enough, and FNG just punishes him.
Man,
His nightmare never ends.
I look away for a second. I'm done.
If you had a better computer, like perhaps one that was powered by Ray Gaming, then maybe you would catch these kills, Gareth. But unfortunately,
if I had a brain powered by Ray Gaming, maybe.
Yeah, you need to have one. That's why it's the main sponsor of this tournament. Thank you, Ray Gaming, for sponsoring Epicenter tournament.
Well, my brain is powered by SAP and my PC is powered by Ray Gaming. That's a poggies.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, you have none of those, so we
I have no brain.
The quality.
God damn. Right, S4, yes, has died. Comes back to lane with the Abaddon to help him out. Fly will be here to try and gather up some bounty runes. Immersion. Level 1 Malefice. Doesn't really offer a whole lot here, especially with the Aphotic Shield from Fly, who does grab up the bounty rune and now going for the second one. Immersion should be able to click faster, and there we have it. Is Fly going for this kill?
It seems like it.
He's still chasing. Crit has died elsewhere. I think the TV should be fine.
Might die. He's going
oh, the shrine. He's alright, he's alright, he's fine. So we miss a kill top, of course we do, as we lose ourselves. Crit. Afterlife getting the grab there with the help of FNG, so I'm assuming a nightmare into Stomp Retaliate, able to burst down the Shadow Shaman. Oh, Sumail, the side blades, the hit comes in, and FNG secures it with the Brain Sap. Crit was nearby, actually made the rotation to try and mitigate that movement. But Gambit, 3-0, the aggression, it doesn't stop.
Interesting, by the way. The Brain Sap is now considered a projectile, I suppose. I mean, I knew that, but like, I always wonder why or what's the criteria for projectile, because it just goes straight through strafe, kills the Clinks entirely. I guess it's just instant. It's just to cast a spell and no crit now. Wants to equal this lane though. Burning Arm is committed with the shackles. This TA is going nowhere but the graveyard. Off of Ninja, unfortunately. Bit off a bit more than he could chew. Went too much forward and they countered him with a haste Shadow Shaman.
Nice catch. TA, even with boots, unable to outrun them.
Are you concerned that this... I mean, I guess the TA did a pretty decent job, or the Clinks did a pretty decent job in lane anyway. And actually, he's beating the TA now net worth because that kill. How concerning is it that your Centaur doesn't have any farm right now for Gambit? Because you compare him to the Sanking, the difference is actually not that big. 300 gold difference for how the Centaur's early game went is not that much. And you still have the Enigma making a difference.
That's the thing, right? It's one of those games where no one has farm, so everyone is struggling a little bit. I think the Enigma kind of...
SA Dota, yeah, I love that. I mean, sorry.
I think the Enigma kind of alleviates some of the issues that you're suffering with the Centaur. He gets a tower denied top as well, getting spam pinged by the Abaddon and the TB. Hearties, he just drops the nice. But here comes the pressure. Here comes this initial timing hit, right? The Helm of the Dominator for Dahak is ready. FNG and Immersion swinging into action down bot. They look for the tier 1 take with the help of the Centaur, the Catapult, and the Glyph all being thrown into the mix. S4's defense here with Fly. They're going to have to try and mount some kind of initiation, maybe with an additional TP from the Terrorblade or the Clinks, because they're going to get dived here.
Interesting. They're going to take the tower down bottom, maybe. The Centaur stopping the Sanking, but the Sandstorm is completely going them out, and they're 4 here, but still unable to kill off the Sanking. The Abandoned Sanking combo is too strong. The Catapult won't take the tower. That's a free deny. So much like the Centaur did, they force a rotation there, try to take the tier 1, but it's denied instead, right in front of their faces. Okay, no gold for nobody.
Yeah, even more gold denied on the map. Gambit, a couple of good deep observer wards around the shrines now, looking for those TP rotations. Most certainly feel like they should play into their vision at this point. You know, Gambit swing in towards mid. That objective is a prime key objective for them to take to, again, open up this map because they are going to get gone on. Afonin again, they're hexed into shackles. Quick and easy kill on the Templar Assassin there as Evil Geniuses bring the numbers. Gambit not respecting the power of that Clink's ulti.
Yeah, what I love though about Samael, on top of the fact that Burning Arm is so strong, is using it off cooldown every single time. It's a pretty long cooldown, and finding the kill immediately is not that easy. But the rotations are essentially around that Burning Army cooldown, knowing that once they have it, it's an easy kill on the TA. And there's just not much you can do. As long as you're just a bit out of position, shackles, boom, you're done. You don't even need to be that much out of position. You can be under your tower, they can still dive you if the response from Gambit is not quick enough. So AG's playing this Clinks properly. He is playing the tempo controller. Unfortunately though, even though he is dominating the TA in the mid lane, that Enigma can be a huge offset here. But they are giving a lot of space to Arteezy right now. This Terrorblade currently skyrocketing over everyone in terms of net worth. And the timing, not so much of an issue if your Terrorblade can farm this well in the early game. Allows him to still have an impact with a Drums Metamorphosis kit. And he is going for Drums as his first item, it seems.
That is the scariest thing. The laning phase hasn't gone immensely poorly here for Evil Geniuses. I'd say it's been a massive success across the board. S4 going to start becoming incredibly tanky, and he is their tower defender like we were mentioning in the draft. He's the one that primarily deals with the Lycan and such as they push objectives. Afterlife top being hunted down by Arteezy Fly and Crit. Courier dancing over the top. Oh, and that's not meant to happen. If he gets away, oh my god, he's going to survive. Afterlife has got a TP. He's out of there. He kills the bloody Courier. TP's home. We're missing kills elsewhere on the map. Oh, Evil Geniuses, what had just happened? Bounty Rune battle down bottom. Both S4 and Samael fall. Black Hole was expended. Afterlife with the escape of his absolute life. Kills the Courier with drums on it for TB. Evil Geniuses have had a couple of sloppy mistakes today. Sorry, chat. My bias is showing.
Yeah, don't you dare criticize the American team. But hey, let's be honest. That was it's just a fantastic play. Like they were using the Courier for vision, which is quite common, but really underestimated what Centaur can do with return. And he actually gets away from that. The Courier giving vision was appropriate. if it wasn't because the courier was just a bit too close to the Centaur. And unfortunately, Sumail was not there for the kill. He got picked off in the bottom lane, well rotated by GAMBIT. And this is something you see very often in FNG teams. His map control, and in general, his shot calling is quite exemplary when it comes to these, in general, the most known captains. That's why he's well respected among the captains, as one of the captains of the Dota community. Because he does have a really good shot calling, he's able to control the map properly, and when there is pressure in the top part of the map, he adapts appropriately in the bottom part. Talking about the supports here, by the way, as we were mentioning FNG, Immersion decides not to go for the Helmet of the Dominator build, but instead straight up for the Mechanism, which he already has completed.
Yeah, we saw this from Yapzor at Birmingham, shifting away from that Helm build, because you can't convert catapults anymore. You don't hit that sweet timing, 6, 7, 7.5 minutes, whatever it may be, to go along with one of your cores and push. And you have a Helm on your Lycan, so you don't necessarily need the additional one. Just getting into that Arcane's mech gives you all the sustain in the world to keep just, pushing down objectives very, very quickly. But coming back to your point about FNG, those 3 wards he placed, one at the Western Shrine has now expired on the Radiant side. The one on the Eastern Shrine is about to expire, but they've got so much utilization out of them. And now with a deep one behind Tier 1 mid, they'll likely look for that objective as Dahak, low on mana, but he's got himself his Necro pretty much completed on top of Helm, closing in on level 9. And it's another timing hit here to go along with the TA ideally, but she's pretty far behind, honestly. Blink Dagger about halfway done, but Alpho definitely struggling this game to keep up.
This is interesting, actually. The wards you mentioned is very good. I noticed that GAMBIT, or FNG specifically, likes to play a lot with rotational wards, much more so than a lot of other supports. Other supports will ward important areas where they might fight. Obviously, it depends, not only that. But they do prioritize those wards in general, because obviously vision in a team fight is super valuable. But FNG does prioritize that information, allowing you to rotate more effectively. And we see wards that might not give you the best positioning in terms of, will we have a fight there? Probably not, like this mid ward, but give you a lot of rotational information, which are very, very valuable if you want to make more risky engagement. Like, for example, this one in the bottom lane, we're seeing a smoke down bottom. No clue where the rest of the team is, but they do slightly see... Oh no, this TP is just barely out of the vision of the ward. However, S4 could be in trouble. He does pick up his Blink Dagger. Is he getting away? Yes. Lack of vision here means S4.
The long TP!
No, the Fiend's Grip!
Oh my god!
There's nothing S4 can do now. They even use the Midnight Pulse, and the TPs are not coming in on time.
Was
no
he TPing mid?
EG.
I think he blames Arteezy for that one. Arteezy TP's mid, and they were trying to set up for some kind of play in towards the TA. Either pivot towards Northern Jungle or the pocket, the triangle. And S4, long TP there. Even with the nice little Blink purchase from the side shop, unable to get to safety. And this opens everything up for GAMBIT. We've talked about how Sand King is the hero that plonks himself down in front of a tower, throws out the Sandstorm, and he's that threat, that fear factor of initiation. So you can't push blindly into these objectives as GAMBIT. But when Sand King's dead, the entire map opens up to you. They rotate into mid. FNG leading the charge. No grip for a minute, we've just seen it get utilized, so a quick Nightmare to delay any kind of abandoned shenanigans, and a quick tower take for Dahak. GAMBIT move in, GAMBIT move out. Crisp, clean execution until the catch. The Blink stun from S4 onto Alpho. They want the TA, but this is a difficult fight to take. Where's your TB? He's coming in from the north, and Lycan chasing pretty aggressively here towards the Sand King. Tanky boy S4 and the black hole cancelled by crit immediately. The shackles are there, they've already blown up Sumail, but not killed him off. The shield and the Mistcoil keep him dancing around. The Skeleton Man is ready to play as FNG walks away from the Terrorblade. Nobody dead apart from the Shadow Shaman just yet. Evil Geniuses still with some left in the tank. That meta needs to be used, but they can't follow through.
Yeah, I mean, you lose the Shadow Shaman, and more, I think even more importantly, the Shadow Shaman losing the meta there. Because early game, Terrorblade can have a bit of impact as long as you fight with the meta alive. Or on off cooldown, sorry. Of course, losing the black hole there is pretty big for GAMBIT, but the Enigma has more use in the early game than just a simple black hole. And EG right now is going to have to play a bit defensively for a bit. Perhaps GAMBIT might force something out with a smoke. Wouldn't be too surprising, the TA who already picked up the Blink Dagger. EG, let's give some credit where credit is due. They're managing to have some really good farm in this Terrorblade. And the Klinx himself rushing the Ag is not the most common build we see on a Klinx, but triple Wraithband straight into the Ags to make sure that you have that pickoff potential and that you're a bigger tempo controller. Not looking for your Klinx to be the only hero to be, I guess, farming, to be your main carry in the late game, but rather a hero that can get pickoffs early with the Ags pickup. And I think it's actually quite appropriate for this game. We'll see a smoke now, carrying 4 rather, because Sankin goes the opposite way. See if they can find someone, but unfortunately no wards to reveal anyone's positioning. It's gonna be just for Afterlife, who has not had too much luck this game. Gonna run head on into 4 players from the EG lineup. That's gonna be an easy kill against the enemy offlane.
That feels okay though as Gambit. Like, yeah, you lose Afterlife, he's dead for 20 seconds. He didn't have Stampede there, but you kind of look at the rest of the map. Bot lane shoved in almost at the tier 2. Top lane getting pushed across with a catapult wave to boot. Enigma's going to fall back. Lycan regrouping towards his tier 2 mid, because they know that's the point of access for EG. They can't move anywhere else on the map. The only place they could actually go for an objective is mid tier 2. So Gambit, they group, they get themselves ready, and then they push this one lane out to look for that next team fight. Wow, FNG with Alpho, find a kill on Arteezy. Deep behind enemy lines, Bane will be ever so happy and glad to give his life for a kill like that. Nightmare to buy some time. His death is inevitable though.
They're considering going in. They have trees on Enigma, and Aponinge goes in against S4. S4 blinks down to the bottom. They're waiting for him. They can get the stomp off. There's the dust now, seeing S4 finishing him off. So it seems like FNG was worth more than just a Terrorblade. Also a Sanking, and perhaps Fly as well. No, they can't slow him down. That's borrowed time, a bit too strong. But Gambit getting 2 very important kills and taking advantage of the lack of response by EG. They can't really do much if Burning Army, and in that case when the fight started meta, is down. Gambit immediately going for the Roshan, and they're playing this fast tempo lineup exactly how you're supposed to play it. Go for the early objectives, take early pickoffs, and don't let EG breathe.
Simple Roshan for them as well. No contest. Quick and easy Aegis for your Templar Assassin. Where is the Terrorblade right now? What's he up to? Manta style, 500 gold away. RTZ still in a decent position here, Evil Geniuses. With the kind of lineup they've got, objective taking and trading objectives isn't difficult for them. But they still do need to play that real tight map. And it's where the warding of FNG comes into play even more. Knowing where 1 hero or 2 heroes of EG are, you can kind of assume there's going to be 4 or 5 in that same vicinity. So as soon as you see 1, they start moving out on the map elsewhere. Enigma's pushing top, Lycan pretty safely back in his own jungle. And now Terrorblade shows mid, so you're thinking, right, the Shadow Shaman, Abaddon, Sand King, they're probably around here. Afterlife comes and shows on bottom lane. It's super algorithmic and systematic from Gambit, but that's what they're doing. They see 1 hero and they're like, right, we're gonna spread the map pretty wide. So it's down to EG to make a play, find a pick off wherever they can.
Like this TA for... No, never mind. They saw her first, but obviously Aegis, so it's a bit of a dangerous play. And the Lycan Helm of the Dominator creep sees the Sanking. Now they can issue from behind, but they catch the Bane in time. However, the Stampede's ready. They go for a crit first. Aponinge wants to get the kill on the Shadow Shaman, is going to accomplish it first before the teamfight even starts. And now, as little EG can do without their main catch gone. They still have Aegis on this TA, so it's quite difficult to even harass her. No blink on the Centaur though, and the initiation is gone. Shapeshift has been committed. Here they want to go for this Terrorblade, and it seems like they can, but the Centaur from behind just needs to run a bit faster. The trap cannot be triggered. Shapeshift will be wasted. So EG at least gets out of that one alive, only losing 2 supports, not that big a deal. They can still fight back with Metamorphosis ready at least half duration. Nice Burrow Strike onto 2. And continuing this forward, S4, no, stuck in the black hole! It's both him and the Terrorblade! No time for the Sunder, he's down for 50 seconds, and a beautiful 2-man stomp by the Hell of a Dominator creep! Crit is gone as well as they go for some ale again, and observe for the backline, well, at least up this Enigma, but his black hole's already been used up, and the Fiend catches the Sanking. S4 won't be going nowhere either! It's a dieback for him! The guys at Gambit have just absolutely destroyed EG, losing a simple Enigma in the process.
20 minutes in, you're fighting into this Gambit lineup, who are incredibly strong. Crimson Guard, Greaves, they've got Necro 3, they've got Helm of the Dominator, Aegis on TA with a blink. Everything slots into place like a beautifully built jigsaw puzzle, and barracks will fall as Gambit force the capitulation of this bottom lane. Evil Geniuses left wondering why, left wondering how. Do they initiate into that bottom tier 2 fight? The disaster zone. This is one of the worst places to defend. Bottom lane in general. Bottom tier 2 Dire, bottom tier 2 Radiant. Super hard to defend with the backstab angles, the sidestep angles, the tree line coverage. Everything is super rough for EG in that situation. And they're expecting this Sand King for S4 to kick it up a notch. they just didn't have that additional team fight contribution from anyone else. Shadow Shaman very good going forward aggressively, getting the initiation, moving towards objectives. Abaddon good at counter-initiating, keeping that TB alive. But if you're jumped multiple angles at the same time, from a Centaur north and Enigma to the east, a TA blinking over the top of everything else, very little EG could do to answer the questions being asked by Gambit.
I mean, you still had the Aegis, so it's not like it was a good target to begin with, right? And that was just very difficult, like you mentioned, initiation by EG. They lacked the damage as well on the Clinks, and Metamorphosis was only halfway through. They caught the Terrorblade, who just sidestepped a bit too far forward. Black Hole completely canceling him. On the top lane, they're going to get a simple kill on the Shadow Shaman, so it seems. Yeah, they played that Nightmare properly. X is not going to help them too much, but no, there's no EG help there either. The initiation is harder for EG because, as you were mentioning, the only source of initiation they really have is the Sand King. A Shadow Shaman being like kind of a secondary with 2 stuns that he brings to the table. But he was killed immediately there by Afonin. And that's exactly how you're supposed to play the team fights. Take advantage of the TA's mobility, bring down the Shadow Shaman, which is probably the most annoying catch that EG has, and then EG is left with a burst like that has to be the burst like of the gods. It has to catch 5 heroes, and the damage has to come right afterwards. And that's just simply too much to ask of S4. Well played, Gambit.
Really well played. Hitting their stride now.
Top
Blink Dagger up on the Centaur, moving into an Aghanim Scepter. Templar Assassin with the BKB queued. Pretty damn close to it, in all honesty. As well as Enigma with the Blink into BKB idea. Vlad's up on Dahak's Lycan, so they are prepping themselves for this. Real big timing, around 25 minutes when everybody's absolutely ready. And they know they're a solid item and a half ahead of their EG counterparts. You just look at the net worth board. Red, red, green, red, red. That feels real bad as EG, doesn't it? 12k, 11.5, and then you've got this Terrorblade who hasn't had a game so far. Popping metas, running away from team fights, and now having to buy a BKB of his own. Trying to open up the map. Evil Geniuses spreading out wide. But Gambit, they've changed from open map to closed map. They are playing tight, uniformly, and as a team. They've got the massive shove, and they know they're against a very limited wave clear here. Sand King, like we've mentioned previously, really the only hero that can get the job done. The grip bottom. FNG catches Clinks. Do they have the reveal on the chase? The TP's coming through. It's the Enigma first. Immersion.
Jesus,
doesn't have reveal, unfortunately, so Sumail skitters on away. Dukes back to the fountain.
I think he could have Malefist there. I don't know if he got him in time. I guess you don't get the Clinks kill. You lose the Fiend script there. But more importantly, you force the TPs, right? Gambit was prepared to take down your towers, but nice play there by Sumail, at least forcing them back. I mean, for a 6k net worth Clinks to do that is not bad. It's the extent of the impact you can have at this point.
Hey, you round up, man. You always round up.
Oh, right, so 10k net worth.
No, you're right. My bad. It is a 10k net worth Clinks.
Yeah, round up.
Just keep rounding.
He's about to get his Ags though, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So that's not farm dependent, right? The skeletons are strong regardless, as long as you have a couple of levels. And unless you're going for the Dragonlance build, which with the extra range, it's not like you can add too much to them. Ideally, you'd have the Searing Arrows damage, but it's still a good amount of damage regardless of the skeleton block.
EG kind of stuck in the motions of pushing out waves as long as they can right now. S4 up at top with the TB illusion. Knocking on the door of tier 3, but no real pressure, no real threat that Gambit feel they need to address right now. It's going to become a waiting game for the next Roshan, it feels like. If Gambit get their hands on that Aegis and cheese, we could just see EG call GG. You know what? One more fight around Roshan could seal the deal. As Gambit shove out that mid-wave, they've got top with the Lycan summons going, and bottom lane, of course, naturally pushing in thanks to that melee barracks. Already falling. So Gambit smoke, they move on out. They might catch Clinks here if the smoke pops and they get the reveal. Could be a nice grab, but the bounty runes have already been taken. 2 top for EG, 2 bottom for Gambit and FNG.
Yeah, well, let's see. Gambit. There's the initiation. I mean, Stampede's ready. They're going to go for the easiest target. It's the Clinks. And this time, Clinks knock it away. That was easy. Just disintegrate him first. Now the team fight is 4 versus 5, Epicenter's being charged up, so it seems like there's a fight. This Burrow Strike. Okay, the Enigma stopping that Black Hole being torn, but he still gets it off. Shackles to finally stop the channeling. This time, the Black Hole's not going to be effective, but the damage is still coming out. With the Fiend's Grip, stops this Terrorblade. He's supposed to be able to get the Sunder. Can use an Alpha Ninja. Monta's now to get some more space, and Sunder's FNG. Arteezy is back to being strong, but is that going to be enough against Alpha Ninja? Afterlife, or just pummeling him to the ground. Another beautiful force like this. Someone to the 2 cores, but Arteezy just simply can't get away fast enough. Even with the shackles, everything's been wasted on Arteezy, but it worked out. He went down, and Alpha Ninja lives. The 2 cores for Gambit, the most important heroes here, are ready to start taking some towers. But thanks to Sumail's strategy to stay low level, he's back because his respawn time was very, very low. And now he can try to do something against TA and Lycan.
Good luck, Sumail, buddy. Have fun. Can't defend the top lane, and won't need to defend the mid lane thanks to that tier 2 still standing. Tier 4's approached by Gambit. Surely, they can't do this. This is illegal. No! Stop it! Leave them alone! A bit of reverse bias coming out there, guys. Just for you, Twitch chat. Don't you worry, I got your back. Got your back. Triple Radiant Observer Wards all around like Roshan and Shrine did nothing to help EG in that team fight. They are being outclassed in these battles.
You need that Burning Army. Even if we joke around with the Clinton net worth, you need that Burning Army for the extra bit of damage. It can't be just Arteezy, because you saw how effective a Fiend's Grip can be if you have a single source of damage. Yes, Epicenter's alright, and it dealt okay amount of damage, especially to the support, but Center can just tank that no problem. And even Alpha Ninja can just blink away if you don't catch him enough. Quick enough with a Pearl Strike. This smoke, by the way, is completely blind by EG. There's not much hope in what it could accomplish. You have 2 lanes already lost, both bottom and top. And the mid lane, you're lucky as a tier 2, so they can't quite get the mega creeps just yet.
Yeah, they rushed straight towards Roshan. TA Trap scouts it out. I'm not sure if EG know. I assume they know. Well, Fly is walking in there. He wants to know, but I don't know if he wants to know about this. Gets caught by Gambit. 5 heroes surround that poor Abaddon. Shields and heals and runs himself back. Serpent Ward's dropped into the mix as well with a set S4 Epicenter Burrow. Beautifully done, and the reflection lagging everyone. But the Fiend's Grip has caught the Terrorblade in the middle of it all, and the chase back on south. Emergence bailed out. Dahak needs to retreat. This Terrorblade is a big beefy boy, and you don't want to be battling into that metamorphosis. As the Bane dies to Sumail all the way towards the end. The Templar Assassin brought back, and they still want to fight around this Roshan, keeping eyes on the cause of Gambit right now. But man, EG, 1 lane remaining in that mid spot. Arteezy's metamorphosis half duration now. They're trying Roshan. 27 seconds. Thank you, Krios. Bane buys back. The blink in catches. And the black hole. Immersion has it all. 3 heroes gone. Call it EG. Shift enter GG.
Gee, that was brutal. What a blink there by Immersion. Even with a Midnight Pulse, which is an added insult to injury. And only thing EG has to defend right now is a Clinks and a Shadow Shaman. Luckily for them, though, they still have the Terrorblade buyback right now. And he does buy back. He has the, oh, he does not, sorry. I keep thinking the ult being ready is Metamorphosis, but it's not. You can't really do much without the meta. But, you know, you have a Terrorblade at least alive. Perhaps if you hit him hard enough, he's under someone, he might get a quick kill. Gambit. Start pushing down this tier 3, and there's the Clink trying to help out with the skeletons. At least you're sort of forcing them back. Be careful, because just a simple Nightmare might set up for the kill on any of these heroes. Shapeshift has been committed. They do hex up the Templar Assassin. He still has the Aegis of the Reflection again, lagging the whole game. Shackles onto this Lycan. Gonna kill him off in time, and Enigma just walks about with the Guardian Gates ready. Crit is done. They're out of catch, and it seems like Arteezy might be out of BKB as well, and perhaps out of life. Uses the Sunder. BKB immediately forced on Immersion. For now, he's still surviving, but the Fiend's Grip is back online, and Arteezy is back offline as Gambit take the last team wipe of the game. And the first game of this best of 3. Gambit do it. EG is so close to that.